Hey everybody, this is Chief Master Longoria and Rudy Longoria again for TAP Krav Maga. We're going to be working on more of the gun contact training. The last couple we did was on our left side, low and high, and now we're going to work on the right side, low and high. They're going to be really similar. The defense or the takeaway is going to be kind of the biggest difference. Again, if he comes in low, comes up on me, I'm going to react to this motion. My hands make a circle and away. Again, I have to give him the illusion that I'm compliant. I don't want to fight. In other words, I want to make sure I'm looking like I'm scared as opposed to like I'm ready to fight. So nonverbal communication is real important. The next part is also the verbal communication that you have to have your students practice. Say, look, I don't want a problem. I don't want a problem. Okay, relax. What do you want? What do you want?
Money.
Okay, I have some. It's right here. It's right here. I want him to make sure he's focused on my hand, straight line vision, so that I can have a better chance of getting off the line of fire when he pulls that trigger, and I know he's gonna pull, so I will step into him. So on this one, I will make contact with his body because I'm down the center, so I wanna kind of be prepared for that. I would wanna shoulder check him nice and strong right in there, grabbing the weapon, and now I have to make sure I'm gonna do the pull and pull. Again, I wanna make sure I'm pulling with as much force, if not more than I am with the push. Again, I would take the weapon all the way to his forearm. That would break the finger and the knuckle all the way in because I'm going to take his hand all the way back. There's a good chance I might break his wrist as well if he doesn't let go fast enough, if his thumb doesn't open up. So again, it would be a good crank here all the way through. Then I have to turn it back so I can pull this finger out of there, drive him back, disengage, and go into a controlled position. So again, the low one, again, same basic rule. Remembering when I do the defense, my fingers need to match up. I would want to make sure fingers are pointing down when it's low. If it's up high, then we go the same as before. We're going to go fingers are both going to have to match and come up. At first, I come back into my submissive position, again, looking like I'm scared, and I want to kind of, if I was squared off here, it wouldn't be unnatural for you to like step away from the guy, so I kind of want to make sure I get myself bladed to start with. Again, shoulders kind of roll in instead of posturing back, show I want to fight. I want to give him this look of I'm scared, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. My arms come in close to my body. I start tapping. My money's right here, making them look. And then from here, I want to make sure my elbow comes back and my fingers point up as I disengage away from him. Hand matches up. Both fingers are in the up position. Grabbing the weapon, stepping into him again as he pulls. Driving the weapon all the way to the wrist and pull. Here again, disengage him. Tap and rack and keep the weapon away. I want to make sure I don't tap and rack and then give the weapon back to him. So again, part of the tactics would be on our gun training is disengaging and keeping the weapon close so that he can't reach over and grab it so I can clear him. So that would be the motion on the right side. So it's really pretty similar to the left side, other than I'm actually breaking the index finger and the knuckle on this one, where the other one we were breaking the thumb because we were taking it thumb in. This one we're taking index finger all the way back on this position. Now, one of the things as the students get more proficient at just doing these fundamental basics in static motion, like we talked about before, you want to add more dynamics. So it would be more of a pushing motion, driving me back. He's real aggressive with the weapon, he's staying in tight. So we work all those dynamics into our self-defense training, but not at the very start. That's going to be, weeks down the road where they're practicing just doing the basic motion and not telegraphing what their intent is. They got to get good at that first. Then we can add the dynamics as they get more confident with their techniques. The other thing we want to make sure that we're making them realize is, are they coming into their attacker as soon as they go in for that two-handed position? I'm going to have them switch sides just because it's easier to see on this side. But if you did this motion here, remember most of the stuff is we're doing in this position. As you can see, my head is out and away from them, and I do this drill. This is the basic beginner level position. This is not advanced position, because from this position here, if Rudy's aggressive, and he's going to be aggressive, he had a weapon in my ribs, punching me with it, his left hand, he's ready to fight. He's got a left hand. He's more than likely, if I go here and I'm here this far, he's going to punch me, whether it be a punch or an elbow strike, and I'm going to be in trouble when I'm trying to hang on to this weapon. I don't want to let go to block. So knowing that he might want to fight for his own weapon, which is a pretty good likelihood, as I come in, I put my head into his shoulder, into that brachial tie-in that displaces balance. And as I'm doing this drill, I'm moving him. I would be running him so that if he's trying to strike me, he's striking in a backward motion. He's on his heels. It's not that he can't hit me, but he can't hit me with power because he's having to punch into his own body instead of being able to come across and just jack me. Again, part of that understand how the weapon works is if I have Rudy and he does this defense here, I might turn and punch him. I mean, I have a weapon and I'm trying to assault him. It's not like, okay, I'm just going to use the gun and like, oh, good job. He's going to be aggressive with it. So that's part of what we have to be anticipating. Again, that's an upper level. That's going to be more of our advanced level 2s and 3s that have been doing it for quite a while, so that they can add that other dynamic. And then we would have the bad guy actually fight for his weapon, whether it be to try to kind of push him, palm strike him in the shoulders, making sure you stay with them and trying to push back, and then trying to yank the weapon back out of the defender's hand. So those are how we progress the drills and make it more realistic, because it's not going to be just a stationary position. Again, most of the time when somebody has a weapon, if it's an intimidation, they're hitting you with the weapon, they're punching you, they're doing this, and they're sticking this into your ribs or breaking your ribs with the weapon. They are not, oh, I'm just barely touching you kind of motion. They're very aggressive because it is an intimidation motion. If it wasn't that, they probably would have just shot you from far away. So with that intimidation motion, they're hitting you, driving you, striking you, and that's got to be part of the whole drill as we get more proficient with the self-defense tactics. First, you got to be able to get the techniques right, and then again, instructors, you add the different dynamics to the training as they progress, but not until they're ready for it. They mess up, you make them go back a level, make sure they do the fundamentals first, because if they can't disengage the weapon, get off the line of target and control it, the rest of it's not going to make a difference anyways. So that's first and foremost. All right, that's Tap Krav Maga. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.